I would like to have one person, someone who's willing, if we're going to pause and discuss something, is just going to be fine with that. They're going to be in there, and whatever happens, happens. Okay, this is going to be a different kind of a session. All right, let's have someone, a volunteer. Okay, and just say a few words. We'll see.
Hello.
Okay, terrific. Okay, so, all right, now I would like to have a volunteer as the practitioner. All right. You're having a day today, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
This is a day for this one. Okay. Yes, that would be good. Okay. Yikes. All right. So, as you're standing here, right, and here's Georgena.
Hi, Georgena.
Right?
Hello,
Okay.
Camilla.
So, what comes to you? What's obvious that you couldn't miss in a million years?
Okay, first of all, my heart is like beating really loud.
Obvious.
And I didn't expect
Boom, boom,
the first time that I've
boom.
experienced that.
So she.
So I just paused for a minute. I was wondering, why did I jump up here?
You know what? I did too.
Okay.
Maybe we'll
But
find
let me
out.
focus on Georgena.
Yeah. No, that was important. That was important. You recognized your excitement and heart beating, and that became really the foreground. And now you look at Georgena, and well, she's changed. You know that observation thing. Every split second, she's changed. So what do you observe now about Georgena?
I observed that Georgina's right shoulder is lower than her left shoulder. That's what I observed about her.
Okay. And what do you imagine?
I imagine that feels that there's some. I imagine that there's something in that area. I
What-
imagine that doesn't feel that great.
And what did she just do with her mouth?
She's smiling.
Okay. This is something about Georgina. She's like a light bulb.
That's right. She is.
She is a
G.E., I bring good things to light.
Yeah,
very
really,
expressive.
really.
Very
She smiles, and it's just whoa, just a light. And then when she stops smiling, it really energy is very clear. You know. So now she's looking at you. Yeah. And there's that
And then she's smiling and
yeah. So the first kind of scan and feeling you get about someone, this is someone who smiles and lights up when they smile. Okay?
Okay.
And then your eyes kind of travel down her body real easy. What do you?
She has her hands crossed and she has her feet crossed.
Okay, and what do you imagine?
I imagine that she's feeling a little exposed up here, and she's crossing herself to feel a little bit more protected, maybe.
Okay, would you check that out with her?
How are you experiencing that? Georgena, are you?
This is the way I learned to sit in public.
I understand that you're saying that you feel like you're in public.
I do feel like I'm in public, and I don't know how I got here.
Okay. Pause. Okay. Consult. So we're going to turn this way. Okay.
I don't read lips.
No, you know, you're part of it. Come back here.
All right, I'm here.
So that was a really interesting tip-off. That she has been taught to sit a certain way. Now, I don't know if she's from the South or where she's from, but I know in the past my experience with Southern ladies especially, they're really taught a certain way of how they should be. But certainly her family, being a woman, meant to be a certain way. So we got that kind of a picture.
Okay.
Yeah, does that make sense to you?
That does make sense to me. It
Okay,
does, right.
all right.
She doesn't look like she's from San Francisco in that way.
No, she doesn't. She's not. No. Okay, So we get an impression, right? We get an impression. It may be that we don't even check it out, but there's information just coming in, hands going. And here we had a chance to, in this supervisory way, we had a chance to check it out, and it was different than we expected. Right? We could have said, I'm scared, and it came out, well, this is the way I was taught to present myself in public, this way. And people were taught to sit a certain way. I remember that. We're all dating ourselves, but I remember that. Yeah, we weren't supposed to do certain things and stuff like that.
Okay.
So that's neat. Okay. Thank you, Georgena.
You're welcome.
So would you lie down on your back with your head over here? Okay. Okay, good. And you start.
Great.
Do a little pause. Camilla, what's your experience right now? What's the experience?
There's, like, her feet are touching, actually. They're actually touching, and so there's some movement, but it's not very open. That's what I'm experiencing.
Okay. They're touching, the heels
They're
are touching. Yeah. And there is some movement.
There is some movement in the legs, but it's not very open.
Okay. So is there another word for open? Let's.
Another word for open.
Yeah.
They're fixed.
Okay.
A little bit. There's a little bit of solidity to them.
Okay. Okay. So we just changed everybody, not open to how they are in your experience would be a solid.
Okay, they're solid. I see. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Okay. Did you all
They're-
follow
yeah.
what just happened here? It was very delicate supervision, but she got it. She got it. So not open may get some defenses going on, or what do you mean not open?
Yeah.
But here it's a whole different way of experiencing it. Okay. And so while you're here and you're touching her feet, you have this going on here. Gee, they feel solid. What might you ask her about her experience here? Without giving her a tip, you know, she's hearing our discussion here, and if she weren't hearing it, it was all going on in your head. What would you ask Georgena?
Georgena, I noticed that there's a heaviness and solidity.
How could you ask her without telling her anything about
Without
heaviness
saying
or
I observe anything?
Nothing. You want to find out her experience.
How are you experiencing your feet?
That's
I experience my feet being very solid and plant. my heel. I'll be good after this, I'm sorry.
No, you're good all the time. You're delightful. Don't do anything different.
But really, that is how they feel. Do you want me to spread my... Okay.
No.
My heels!
You just be where you are.
Okay.
Camilla's just checking out. See, in this
didn't move very
moment, out loud, Camilla and I talked about all of this. So this is what's going on in Camilla's head, right? It's
Well,
in
my
there.
heels really are touching.
Yeah. And now what she's doing without laying any trip on her, she's saying to her, what are you experiencing in your feet, and wherever you would want to. It's another way to check out without telling the person. You're going to check out without telling them what you were thinking, to see how your experience, the congruency or not congruency of your experience and what they experience. And after all, it's their experience.
So I could have said also something like, Georgena, how are you experiencing lying on the table?
Yes. Yes. Do it. That's good.
Georgena, how are you experiencing yourself lying on the table?
I'm feeling very in touch with the table. I feel like my body and the table have conformed to one another.
So you feel that your body and the table are touching and conforming to each other?
Has anything changed for you about her feet as she gave you that answer? That's where we began. Feet. So anything shifted for you about her feet, or are you still curious?
I'm still curious.
Still curious. So what's another question you could ask her? You're still curious about her feet.
I could ask her, say, Georgena, do you experience your feet as being in the same position?
Okay, she's going to have to figure that one out.
Yeah. Guess what? In the same position of
Well, she's going to, okay, so, yeah, no, okay, so, this is what we're all doing anyway, so bravo, let's just have it right out on the table. Let's make it simple. Okay, what would you like to find out? What would you like to check out?
I'd like to check out if she is congruent with knowing that her feet are different. If she can
That
perceive
the left and the right are different from each other? Are they different, or that, that one side is different than the other? All right, the first place to start is, how does she experience her feet?
How does she experience her feet?
Yeah, so that's real. So try that out. It's very direct and simple. Direct and simple. How do you experience your feet?
Georgena, how do you experience your feet?
in space, I experience my right foot as nearly touching the table and my left foot at being at a 45-degree angle in relationship to the table.
So you know what?
What?
You're very congruent to what we are both seeing. You experience from inside out, we see from outside in.
Okay.
And she really has a sense of the difference.
So that tells me that she's congruent.
Yeah, and that if you ask her questions like that as your partner client in the future, you ask some people questions about what they experience in their feet, and they say, I don't know. What do they experience? They're my feet. What do you experience in your feet? Well, they're there. What do you experience in your feet? Well, they're touching the table. And she said very clearly, the right one is closer to the table, and the left one is further away.
45-degree angle.
Yeah, she even went into the angle of it. Yeah? So what you find out about her is whenever you ask her specifics, she's going to be very specific. You ask her specific, she'll give you specific, and you'll be really able to tell, okay, I've got someone here that can do that. And if she doesn't, it's not bad or good. It's that, okay, we got to back up and go through some other steps. And it may take a while before she can describe herself so in such detail. Do you all understand how that goes? You get that. So how was her response to you? Remember back your fantasy about it being more solid, but even more important, the first one was that they're not open. Let's not give that one up. Okay, so something came to you about not being open. I believe everything is grist for the mill. Just everything has something for it. So if you were thinking about her feet not being open, since her feet are...
But they're not touching anymore.
No,
So
no.
they're opening a little bit.
Oh, so it's a space between them.
But no, that's not what I was thinking about. But that was part of it, the whole configuration, that they were touching, and also that the movement. There was a little movement, but it was very solid.
Yes, it was very solid movement. Yeah. Okay, so where would you like to go now?
I'd like to go over here.
Okay. So Camilla is going to her knee and contacting her knee. Okay. All right. Just the way we did with the shoulder. Do you get any pictures or any? And Georgena, you go on any journey you need to go on. Just the way we did in that exercise, standing up, except you're lying down. You start traveling around inside your body and just notice if there are any places that's saying, okay, I'm over here, listen to me. And Camilla was drawn to your knee, so that's the entry point right now around the knee. Okay. And you check out how she experienced that.
Georgena, how are you experiencing your knee? That's like... It seems so uncreative.
I know. Isn't that the pits? Isn't that the pits to stay simple? To stay really simple and unconvoluted and really going, really. As I'm touching your knee, I see the ocean waves crashing on the sand, and I'm wondering whether you are on the beach with me.
No.
No, you're not on the beach with me. Oh, shucks. So again, you. I know. So now,
A variation on that would be good.
Yeah. What's a variation on that? That's a variation to what are you experiencing in your knee? Because you moved out. So come back and put your hands around there. Now you can have a variation if you want. Ask her something about her experiencing her knee with your hands around. So that's another step there.
Georgena, how are you experiencing your knee with my hands here, holding it?
It's very warm, and it's supported, and it feels like the sunshine is there.
Okay.
So I have a sunny knee.
Yeah. So you can move back a little if you want to include both of them.
Sunshine in your knee.
There you go.
Not on my
There you go.
shoulders, on my
That's
knee.
beautiful.
Not on your shoulders, on your knee.
So how is that to get that kind of feedback?
Well, that was more meaningful. So that was good.
What made that more meaningful for you?
Well, it was actually an exchange, so it seemed more natural, and it wasn't like, that question obviously provided her space to communicate to me And so that, not only did that feel good, but it gave me more information.
So what of that information bubbled forth to really say, to connect with you?
Well, she said the sunshine was in her knee, not in her shoulders. So I thought I would come up here and see what's going on
Okay,
upstairs.
yeah. In other words, the sunshine is in my knee.
But that was a joke because of John Denver's song, Sunshine on My Shoulder.
I didn't get it. Oh, God. I thought it meant, well, I imagined. I imagined that she was telling me her shoulders hurt.
No, I told you I sunk into the table. I was just real comfy there. Had a nap before I came here.
And however, she did say my sunshine's in my knee and not my shoulder, at which point, of course, you're supposed to have ESP and say, and break into song. Sunshine,
right.
Oh, right.
you know the
On
song.
my shoulder, sure, John Denver, you know.
Go ahead. How does it go, Georgina?
I can't sing.
No.
No, you don't want me to sing.
I don't know the song.
Listen. Sunshine on my shoulder makes me happy.
Sunshine on my shoulder makes me happy. That's her song.
Denver is close to Nebraska.
And Denver is close to Nebraska. Now, however, since we're not practicing ESP right now, that's
Or
for another
singing.
year. Well, singing's another story. When you did say that, you came up and said, well, I'll check out. I'll check out how come she doesn't have sunshine on her shoulder. And that made a lot of sense, Camilla.
I mean, to me it did.
Yeah, well, okay, so it's
right.
not on my shoulder.
Knowing that that was not about her shoulder then, my intuition is actually that
Yes.
it would be good to do her other hand.
Yes. Why not? You never know what these clients are going to come up with here. And you get her humor. You start getting. Georgena has a certain sense of humor that is really fun. So yes. So what happens with the other one? Yeah.
Georgena, how are you experiencing this knee with me touching it?
I do not feel the warmth in this knee that I did in my left knee. It feels cloudy. And I'm not kidding.
Oh, okay.
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 All right. I'm really not. It feels cool and it feels dark. And so it doesn't feel warm.
Okay.
Okay.
So take a breath. And if you made this into a poetic statement, here's your chance for creativity. You got that one and you got that one. So if you reflect it to Georgena and see, I hear that, and then that. So how would you do that? Just in a real poetic way.
Well,
That's pretty hard.
well, one side of her is in the sun and one side of her is in clouds.
Yeah.
And it's not getting sunshine. This
right,
knee, for
this
some
side.
reason, is not.
So you say, well, that knee is sunshiny and warm, and this knee,
Cold and cloudy.
right. So reflect that. And now what I want to do with all of you, and there's something about reflecting back where you have to add yourself to it. So if Georgena said, that side is cloudy, and you reflect it back, it might not be that side is cloudy, right? It would be, that side's cloudy. It's like you and I both looked at each other, oh, okay, this side's sunshiny, this side's cloudy. So that's kind of a little bit of energy of a,
So, Georgena, you're saying that your left knee is sunny, but that your right knee is in the clouds.
cold.
It's cold.
Yeah. And we certainly hope it's not going to rain soon.
No,
No.
no, it won't rain on our parade.
Okay, so what were you thinking as you, was there kind of
I was
energy
thinking I
build
would
up?
like to take the cloud out of her foot.
Oh, you would like to take the cloud out of her foot.
Okay.
All right, check out if if anything happened with the cloud. You've got, okay. What you also have is you are really quite accurate in getting a sense that, all right, now I'm going to go off on the trip I go off on with you. Okay. For whatever reason it is, we don't know, one side of her life is warm and filled with sunshine. The other side of her life may be cold and cloudy. We don't know what that's about. But if we take that as a metaphor, and you said that before. You really, you started getting into that, okay? And by staying very much with what she gives you and reflecting it back to her, you are clarifying that that is so. The leap is, so far it's knees, right? We're talking about K-N-E-E-S, knees. And the leap that you would make as a synergist would be to see that that is a metaphor about something going on in her life. From knees to life. Nobody would understand that title, but it would be from knees to life. From a sunshiny knee to something in her life, from a cloudy, cold knee to something in her life, but we don't know yet. And that's okay. It kind of just
Came out.
it's coming out, she's giving it to you. But look at what happened here. It's fabulous. By asking her those uncreative, simple questions, you've got a whole scenario that is being presented to you about herself, which she might not even notice that she's revealing all that about herself. Remember how we began this session? She's supposed to sit a certain way. And here, Georgena is very willingly revealing to you that she's got these two quite dramatic differences. I always like dramatic differences. I go, whew, thank goodness we got some dramatic differences, you know. No, it's the same. No, the foot is the same as the other. Everything's the same. Everything's the same. But here you've got, here you've got something.
Right. And she's not kidding.
No, she said, I'm not kidding.
Not kidding.
No. So come back to the feet. That was good, and see what, and notice what's happened.
And so I'm noticing some more movement in your legs, Georgena, and I'm wondering how you're experiencing that.
The same as you are, with the movement clear up to my hips.
Yes.
And very different than when you first touched my feet, when they hardly moved.
Yes. So okay. Georgena, can you say that same thing except say I instead of my feet?
You'll
I-
have to repeat it to me
Yeah.
because I don't remember what I said.
I am very different than when we began.
Oh, I am very different than when I began.
Okay. So in Korzybski, which Fritz Perls took without saying very much about him, general semantics, wonderful linguist who calls his work general semantics, is really language. And having the person changing it or they to I, you get the life, you get the connection between, well, this is really me. I have changed. I have a sunny side to me. I have a dark side, cold, dark side. I have a sunny, warm side.
But she didn't ask me what my cloudy picture looked like.
She didn't.
No.
Would you have liked that?
Yes. You got it, Toyota.
What kind of clouds do you feel here in your knee?
There is a mountain that's very pointed. It's gray at the base. It looks like granite. And it's fading up to a beautiful amethyst color. And the cloud surrounding it is a very pale gray, and the point is sticking through the cloud.
You see.
Are you asking? Are you going to ask her if she's crazy or not? No, don't ask her that. You see this? You see this whole thing? It's like a painting. Lie down, lie down, lie down. It's okay, it's okay. It's all right.
It's my picture.
I know, this is her. This is her picture.
That came out all wrong. What I was trying, what I wanted.
But it was great. You see this? All from the knee.
Let me tell you.
No, what I wanted to know.
Yes.
What I wanted to know was, did she feel a mountain in her knee, or did she see a mountain? That's what
I saw one. I saw one. Yeah, it didn't feel like a mountain.
Down, down. Right. It didn't feel like a mountain in her knee. She saw
a mountain.
Right. She saw a mountain.
When I said cloudy, that's the picture that came to mind.
Yes, that her knee is cold and cloudy.
Right.
And then you asked for more details, so she really gave you detail. Up to point of color. Exactly. So she has a very
Specific mountain in mind.
yes.
I would ask her where the mountain is in the south.
Nebraska.
There are no mountains in Nebraska.
She had, I know that.
Okay.
We'll create a mountain in Nebraska. You've got a mountain in Nebraska. We can create anything we want. So here's someone with a marvelously vivid imagination.
Yeah.
They can visualize this. They see this. You know, some people have an intense smell, taste. That she sees to a point of describing how it goes through the mountain, granite, and then the edges of it are amethyst. I mean, she really went into great detail. If she drew that, you can almost see what Georgena would sketch out. Now the question is, what do you do with this? All right, let go. What are we going to do with this? So what do you want to do with this granite mountain?
I was stunned by that. I should be able to just reflect about that.
Don't worry about
Whatever.
should. Stay with I was stunned.
I was.
Okay,
stunned.
so go into what stunned you.
While she was saying that and I was realizing the complexity of what she was saying, it made me afraid.
Not about Georgena at all, but about as the practitioner.
Yeah, it made you afraid. Don't worry about being a practitioner. You're the other one.
Right.
This is important.
What was I going to do with this complexity?
Exactly.
gonna do?
So with this picture emerging,
Right.
the granite rock, the
Like, what could this mean, right?
Right. Exactly. What could this mean? Okay, get the book out.
For God's sake.
That's really funny. That's really funny.
Look under chapter 48.
Oh my God.
Tails, my left leg told me. That's it. It's in there.
Come here, Camilla.
It's in there. Okay, so what could this
But I
mean?
also know, after that initial shock, I also was registering that Georgena is as expressive with her language as she is with her face. Her
Yes.
face is very expressive, and her language is very
Okay.
expressive, even if her legs are not that expressive.
Oh, God. You mustn't insult the leg. All right. But you were ahead on those 2 points before the legs. Yeah. The legs, that her language in visualization and imagination is expressive,
Very expressive.
as she is so expressive.
In her face, yeah.
Yes. So
that I
that's a
realized that-
connection you made.
Yes, and definitely that to engage with her verbally, then I would have to engage with the expressiveness of her language. So she sees this mountain and has all this detail.
In other words, you would be joining her in the fact
Yeah, if
that
I wanted
she's...
to listen to her, I would have to go there with her, right?
Yeah, a part of you that wouldn't be, let's do the part that's not afraid.
Okay.
Okay, there's the part of you, Camilla, that's not afraid. Okay, what does that part say about going with Georgena to that granite rock? If you went on that journey with her to the granite rock.
Well, to just be sort of creative with language, to be receptive to the creativity of language. She's being poetic to some extent.
Yeah, she's going to, she sees a granite rock.
Okay.
She sees a granite rock. And it's going through the clouds, and it's done, and it has definite shape, and it has color. If you were going on a journey with her to that granite rock, how would that part of you feel about going on a journey with her?
That would be fun.
Would that be okay? Without knowing what it means, would you be willing?
Yeah.
Okay. The other part of you that says, that the right hand that went up there, what does this mean? What does that part say? What does this mean? Give that one a voice.
Well, that one's probably analytic, where I'm trying to sort of figure out.
And what does that part say about you going there without knowing?
Well, we'll just bracket that part.
Well, that's the part that comes up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what does she feel about you going on a journey to a granite rock without knowing what it means?
She thinks that's okay.
Is she okay with
Yeah,
that
she's
too?
okay
Is
with
she, can she suspend knowing? So those two will leave you the energy to do it.
Yes,
Because
I
if
think
they're
so.
arguing, if
Right.
one part of you is even subtly going, well, what does this mean? It'll interfere with
Right.
your contacting Georgena where she is. So that's why
Right.
I'm checking that part out.
Okay.
So you want to check that out? Check out with that part.
Yeah, that part's okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, because it's not okay, it's all, you know, we're just being the way we are. So they're okay.
They're okay.
Okay, so let's come back to the left knee. Left knee. Okay, and that's the one that's cold.
This is the one that's cold, and it has a mountain
That's right.
with amethyst on the edges,
Yes.
the clouds at the top,
And the point that goes through the
and the
clouds.
point that goes through the cloud.
That's the part that I'm attracted to. There's a point that goes through the cloud. Anyway, that. But that may not be what you might be attracted to. No.
And where are you in relation to this mountain?
I'm viewing it.
You're looking at it from far away or from close up?
I'm far enough away that I'm able to see the entire scene.
You can see the entire mountain. And you can see the top of the mountain?
Oh,
that goes
yes,
Through the clouds?
yes, I can.
Yes.
And where you're standing right now, where you're standing right now is bringing warmth into the upper right-hand corner of the picture.
Really? Where I'm standing now is pretty.
There's warmth there now in that part of the picture. No sunshine.
No sunshine though.
So let's pause.
Okay.
How do you experience yourself right now? And so you go through a very interesting interchange She said, you're bringing warmth into the picture.
That was positive. So that felt good. I mean, that felt warm, actually.
You felt warm.
Yeah, and so I was feeling warmth come out of my hands to her knee. And then she said that there was warmth coming into the picture.
Yes, yes.
So I felt that through my hands, and then I felt it when she gave it back to me verbally.
Yes, so it made a whole loop. Well, I want to tell you what a brave and wonderful young woman you are.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Camilla. Thank you so much, because you stay there. Down, down. Down, down. So you get a marvelous, a slice.
I thought I was done. 4.
Okay, so you get a wonderful learning slice as we explore doing a session with one of you coming up and just step by step, just seeing how valuable and how delicious this kind of supervision can be. It's not, you did bad, it wasn't right, you should have done this. That's the key here, is exploring it step by step, putting together what we are learning in order to enhance the experience of having guidance, an ally in guidance of someone who has done this many times and can step back and help you find your way. And find your way. So we now have come to the chapter called The Granite Rock, the Granite Mountain Against the Sky, eh? Nebraska. Nebraska, you told me, is flat. Okay. And when it's flat, do you ever yearn to have mountains? Do you like mountains?
Oh, sure. We just drive to Colorado.
You know, Nebraska's kind of big. So how long does it take you to drive to Colorado?
About 9 hours.
You remind me of when I go to LA and I visit my friends and they say, where would you like to have dinner tonight? I say, gee, you know, I heard about this new restaurant. Oh, great, let's go. We get in the car. It's an hour and a half. An hour and a half on the freeway. If you're lucky, it's 2 hours if there's a problem. I step out of my doorstep and walk for 3 blocks, and I've got like 20 restaurants. I don't understand it.
Come visit.
Yeah, and go for 9 hours to see your granite rock, huh? Yeah. So the whole concept of you going for 9 hours to see the mountains helps me understand that you would create a granite rock in your fantasy, and you don't have to travel for 9 hours.
That's right. I got there pretty fast.
You got there very fast. Okay. So now, let's come back to your feet, Gina. Okay, and I'm going to return to your other knee, all right? I'm going to turn to your other knee. Okay. Okay. And is this experience still sunshine?
It's still warmth.
It's still warmth?
And it is sunshine.
And it is sunshine. Okay. So this knee is warmth and sunshine. And the other knee is still the granite rock? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to ask you to do an experiment. Are you willing to do a little experiment?
Of course.
All right. If you become the sunshine, like becoming the hands, when we drew the hands, we each became our hands. Let yourself become the sunshine and talk to the left knee sunshine, talk to the right side of the granite rock.
Okay.
Okay? And simply say, I'm the sunshine, and just start talking to the other part.
I'm the sunshine, and I'm here to melt the snow on you, granite rock.
I'm here to melt the snow on you, granite rock. Give the granite rock, a chance to hear that. And go through whatever it needs to feel that granite rock may. We don't, how that response may be. Sunshine wants to melt the snow on granite rock. So what does granite rock say to sunshine?
Great.
It says great. It says great.
The snow will melt and stream down the sides.
My snow will melt. Yes, my snow will melt. Can you say my snow will melt?
My snow will melt
And stream down the sides.
and stream down the sides.
And as it streams down the sides, what'll happen?
It will simply wash the rock, and it will sparkle in the sunshine.
So it'll wash me, and I will sparkle in the sunshine? Can you try that and see how it feels to say, you will wash me?
You will wash me, and I will sparkle in the sunshine.
You'll wash me, and I will sparkle in the sunshine. And then Georgena, down there, all the way down, Georgena's looking at you. What does she say and see when she sees the snow melt and go down the mountain and wash the mountain, and the mountain sparkles in the sunshine?
This is just gorgeous.
She says, you are so gorgeous. Can you tell that to the mountain? You are, the soul seeing, you are so gorgeous.
You are so gorgeous.
Well, how does mountain feel about someone saying that she's gorgeous?
She knew it all the time.
So she said to Georgena, I knew it all the time. Can you tell that to Georgena? I knew it all the time.
Oh, I knew it all the time.
And Georgena says,
You're a wise one.
yes. Georgena says, oh, granite mountain, you are a wise one. Eh?
Hey.
We were in the Canadian Rockies at that moment. Excuse me. Wrong mountain.
That's right, we're back in Colorado.
We're back in Colorado. Okay, the Rocky Mountains is the same range. Beautiful range that starts way up in Canada, coming down all the way down to Colorado. What a history, huh? What a lineage. What a connection. All the way from Colorado, Nebraska to Colorado, and all the way up through the Rockies. The Colorado Rockies, California, and then up to the Canadian Rockies. Wow. Wow. What do you feel like being a part of all of this?
It feels like the mountains are moving up and down my right leg.
You feel like the mountains are moving up and down your right leg. Yes. So you have sunshine and the mountains moving up and down your right leg. So it doesn't matter you live in a flat countryside, because you've got the mountains moving up and down inside of you. Huh? You've got mountains moving up and down inside of you. So it doesn't matter. Got that. Nebraska can be flat, and I've got mountains moving up and down. Right?
Sure. Yes, I agree.
Yes, you agree. Okay. So very, very gently open your eyes. Hi, Georgena.
Hello, Ilana.
Yeah. Can you say that again to me? I am as the mountain. I am. Remember what you said when you were the mountain?
I am gorgeous.
I am gorgeous. Yes, I am gorgeous. And when the snow melts, sunshine melts and washes me, what happens?
I sparkle.
You sparkle. I am gorgeous and I sparkle. And what do you have going up and down you?
Mountains.
Mountains. Yes, you do.
Mountains and sunshine.
You have mountains and sunshine going up and down you. What? You went like this.
Never noticed granite inside me before.
You never noticed granite inside you before. Yeah. Yeah. Special. Special. Okay. You choose a side that you'd like to roll over and come to sitting.
We'll finish where we started.
Okay, take your time. And just sit there for a moment. What?
I'm back in public.
Well, if you were that way and you went back that way, what do you feel? And I don't know how you will feel. Experience yourself being in this position and telling me about yourself as a granite rock.
I'm a granite rock that's supportive.
I'm a granite rock that's supportive. Okay. So come off the table and just stand there and let the floor support you. Yeah, support is very important for you. So walk around a little bit and notice that you are movable, that you have movable granite going on here. That although you're solid, you're also movable.
That's right.
So I'm solid and I'm movable.
Thank you so much.
Yes.